Pasture the broken clock. Once in a small village, there lived a young man named Armin. He was a hard-working blacksmith, but despite his efforts, his life was filled with struggles. His shop barely earned enough to survive, and his tools were old and worn. One day, while repairing an old clock, the clock stopped working completely. Frustrated, Armin threw it aside. "Just like my life," he muttered, "broken and useless." An old wanderer passing by overheard Armin's words. He walked into the shop, picked up the broken clock, and said, "Do you know the story of time?" Armin shook his head, confused. The old man smiled and began. "Once there was a clock that stopped ticking because it thought its job was too difficult. It believed that counting seconds all day was a burden. But a wise repairman told the clock, 'Don't think of the millions of ticks you must count. Just focus on the next tick. One tick at a time, and soon you'll realize how much you've accomplished.' The clock listened, and before it knew it, it was keeping perfect time again." Armin sighed. "That's just a story. Life isn't that simple." The old man replied, "Perhaps, but every great future starts with a single step today. If you fix this clock, perhaps it will remind you that your time can change too." Curious, Armin picked up the clock and worked on it. It was challenging, but he stayed patient. After hours of effort, the clock began ticking again. The sound felt different this time, steady and hopeful. The old man smiled. "See, you fixed something broken. Now do the same for your life. Each day do one small thing to improve it. Learn, grow, and never stop ticking." Inspired, Armin took the advice to heart. He began improving his craft, learning new skills, and saving little by little to upgrade his tools. Over time, his shop became the best in the village. Years later, when Armin was asked about his success, he would point to the clock in his shop and say, "This taught me to take life one tick at a time. The past may be broken, but the future is waiting to be built." The moral of the story: a better future is built by focusing on small, consistent steps today.